Hello and welcome to round 20 of the 2024 AFL season. These are the oddities that I saw during the week. And man, how did we get to round 20 already? That has gone so fast. I'm really hoping to get some more content out, especially when it comes up to finals time, analysing each team and which way they will win and which way they will lose. If this is something you're interested in, please leave a comment below and let me know that you want to see it and what sort of content you would like to see in those videos. And hopefully I'll be able to cater to everyone's needs and get those videos out. Now this first clip, there's probably a couple things that you could say about this one. I mean, running into an open goal, get the handball off to Jesse Hogan. He's your key forward, just give it to him, he's right there. For some reason, you've been a little bit selfish. Also, Jesse Hogan can see that he's not going to handball it off, so just get the hell out of the way. But yeah, he has to handball this. This is just unbelievable. This was also the lowest attendance game in the round. I think it was of the year actually. Only 16,000 people rocked up. Do better. In this next clip, the goal umpire was in a average position. I mean, she was probably blocked, so she wasn't able to see if this was touched or not. She believes it's called a goal. It goes for score review and there's insufficient evidence to overturn it. Now, what you're seeing on the screen is not a bad rendering of my video. This is the quality of the AFL cameras. How are we in 2024 and a $1 billion company like the AFL can't afford some sort of 4K 120 FPS camera, something of the sorts? I mean, you just look at this and you can't even see where the hand and the ball are. Everything's just such a blur. Does the ARC have better quality than what we see? Because if they don't, it's pretty much a joke. And I don't know about you, but to me, it actually looks like this ball does deflect. You can, in my opinion, you can see his forearm muscle jiggle from the contact of the ball. Now, it's probably quite not enough to overturn, but either way, a better quality camera would have been able to pick up if this was touched or not. Don't worry about the chip in the ball, just get better cameras. This goal by Jackson Mead was disallowed as the umpire believed it hit the post. It actually hit the flag, which technically is part of the post. But have a look at the flag, it's actually sticking out from behind the post. I think if that flag was tucked away correctly, that it wouldn't have hit the flag and it would have hit the post, so it would have been a goal. From memory, I don't think I've seen a flag stick out that far. I don't know, I don't really pay that much attention to it. But for this goal to be disallowed is pretty unfair. James Peatling from the GWS Giants played terrific in the final quarter. He had this amazing chase down tackle and then another later tackle which ensured the GWS victory. Sometimes you just got to highlight the defensive plays. For me, this was the best one of the week. This was one of the better team plays of the week, as Luke Parker is pretty clever. He taps the ball over the top of Jones's head, thinking that he's going to take the ball and Jones is going to tackle him, but he just taps it over his head, goes through a few hands, and then eventually ends up with a Swans goal. Very nicely done. This was a bit of a blunder from the North Melbourne defence, as Stevens can't actually get a handball, and then Core comes in to clean it up. He's going to rush it over the line, obviously, but he's waiting for the tackler to initiate the tackle so he can go over the line, and therefore it's only a point. But Dempsey just one-on-one strips him and then ends up kicking a goal. Pretty nice goal, very sneaky. I can't say I've seen this too often before, where the umpire bounces the ball and the ruckman just slips over, so the umpire calls it back to do the ruck again. Do you think he should call it back, or is it just too bad? I reckon this might be the first time that we've seen a 50-metre penalty be paid for holding the opposition player back from running on to get the ball. It happens all the time in AFL, but because he's more than a certain distance away, now it's a 50-metre penalty. I always thought if it was stopping them from being able to participate in the next play, then it's a 50-metre penalty, which happens week in, week out. But for some reason, this one was paid a 50-metre penalty. Go figure. I really like this play from Nankervis. As you can see at the start of the clip, he's probably 10 or so metres behind Bruce. Bruce ends up with the ball. He gets an unlucky bounce. This gives Nankervis time to catch up, and he lays a really nice tackle, even though he knows that he's injured his shoulder. He's landed the tackle to stop the goal. That's what you call putting your body on the line. I'm not entirely sure if this seagull hit one of the guide wires on the MCG, or he just was sick and happened to fall at this exact moment, but the camera caught it. RIP to this seagull. Sorry, mate. Very unusual for Karl Amon to miss a kick, but he kicks it out of bounds on the full. Ben Keys takes the kick and he ends up kicking a goal, and the commentator says he just needs to kick a Sydney goal here, in reference to last year. Ends up going through for a goal, and he says that one didn't touch the post. I thought that was a bit tongue-in-cheek. Well done. Bobby Hill's about 40 metres out on a pretty tight angle, and for some reason he's trying to hit up a target, the big fella, about 15 metres out, and just Baker reads this easily, and it's a turnover. You're a forward. Start acting like it. After Toby Bedford and Alex Neil-Bullen come together, they both push and shove each other, I guess because of a bump off the ball or a tackle, whatever. And Alex Neil-Bullen goes down like it's nothing. I hate this. Just get rid of it. Fine him for flopping. Jace Burgoyne gets the ball out of the ruck, or marking contest rather, and as he runs towards goal, he doesn't look the right way. He looks over his left shoulder and thinks he can run into an open goal. Looks over his right shoulder. Uh-oh, there's Hollands. Tries to take the kick and completely shanks it, obviously, and goes out of bounds. Talk about when showboating goes wrong. As Soligo takes a shot at goal, it falls a little bit short inside the goal square, and it fumbles around a little bit, and then Billy Dowling kicks towards goal, and it looks like it's gone through. It was touched, but it was behind the line. So you can see all the Crows fans, myself included, were thinking, you beauty, what a goal. But upon review, he actually made very poor connection with it. It actually came off his knee, therefore no goal. I guess this is a good example of when the score review system actually does work. Actually, I take that back. I reckon this is my defensive play of the week. As Bergman tackles Cripps, he goes down to ground. Cripps luckily gets the handball off just in time to not be called holding the ball. And then Hollands gets the ball. He breaks through one tackle, but Bergman's quick enough to jump up and tackle him as well, saving an inside 50. Which defensive play do you think is better? You just gotta love see footy plays like this. As Connor Uzi gets the ball, he fakes going left, trying to trick Cottrell. He does this fairly often, but McGovern reads him like a book and just absolutely hammers him in the tackle. I'm not entirely sure how the umpire didn't see this slap from Jones. It was well late, especially after he'd marked the ball and already come down to ground, and then he gets hit in the face. He throws his head back as if he's been hit, which I guess, usually the umpire does pay something there. And upon review, you can definitely see that he has been hit, so it wouldn't surprise me if he actually cops a bit of a fine or something for this. I haven't looked that far into it just yet, but I guess we'll find out in a later video. Not that it would change the end of the game as the Crows got absolutely flogged, but there were a couple calls here by the umpires, well, no calls, that I thought were a little bit confusing, especially this tackle on Worpel. Definitely didn't get a handball away, and how is this not holding the ball? As Evans from Port Adelaide gets the ball, he knows he's going to be tackled, so he actually lowers himself and rams his shoulder into Hewitt, and somehow Hewitt has been given the free kick against for tackling him high. The umpire fell for this one, hook, line and stinker. I thought this one was a little bit confusing, but after watching the replay, it definitely made sense. As the ball is going towards North Melbourne's goal, Tom Stewart falls down to the ground and smacks it over the line, almost. My initial thought was that it was probably going to be an in-the-back free to him, but as you can see, he's actually taken the legs out of Comben, so this definitely is a free kick against. So well done to the umpires for making the right call. I thought this was pretty clever from Newman as he's going to receive the ball from McGovern. He actually puts his hands up like he's going to take the mark, which makes Asava Radicalea jump towards him to try and spoil it. Just throw his hands in the air just for the odd chance that he will hit it. And Newman's completely faked him out. The ball's not there yet, and then he takes the mark, and his momentum, Radicalea's momentum, has caused him to hit into Newman and get paid a 50-metre penalty. Pretty clever and pretty funny. How's this mark from Comben? He's gone up on a very short ride and then ends up take the mark, falling down to the ground, and I think he gets style points for that little 360 move, right?
This is what the Kangaroos have been waiting for. This guy at centre-half forward has been impact glove. He has all afternoon.
This is another example of what I thought was poor umpiring again on the Crows night. Yes, I am a Crows fan, but Chol's been given plenty of time to dispose of the ball and then ends up just getting it knocked out of the tackle after he's had prior opportunity, and it's not called holding the ball yet again. Just not entirely sure what the umpires were doing. At the end of the game, this didn't really matter. The way the ball bounced here for Zerha, it does go through for a goal, but this could have ended pretty poorly as the ball bounces and almost does a 180 as it just continually bounces and changes direction. Luckily, it's just curved completely around the post, so it still goes through for a goal. And that's it for this week. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. I'm hoping to do the suspensions and injuries video for this week, so please be sure to keep an eye out for them. If you made it this far in the video, leave a comment below with the word pencil. Let's see how creative you can get. The most creative one gets a pin. Thanks again for watching.